Good morning and welcome to my show. I'm your host, Danny Graham, and I both invite and encourage you to walk with me on the road to wisdom. It's Friday morning, y'all. Let's get to walking. Good morning to y'all. Welcome to another edition of the Road to Wisdom. I'm your host, Danny Graham. Let's go ahead and get right into it. Today, I want to read from you from the book of Proverbs. It's going to be the 22nd chapter in the 6th verse, and it reads as follows: Train a child in a way that he should grow, and when he is old, he will not depart from it. Let me say that one more time. Proverbs, the 22nd chapter, 6th verse, and it reads, Train up a child in the way he should go, and when he is old, he will not depart from it. And today's topic simply going to be put is this question I want to pose to you. Are you the example or the excuse? Which are you? Are you the example or are you the excuse? Which are you? Now, I want to read this little excerpt from a book that I have. It's called The Prayer Guide for Men, and I try to read it as much as possible. And I want to read this and then discuss a little bit what it's talking about. And it starts off, does your family know that you pray, or have you kept it a secret? You don't have to stand on a kitchen chair with a megaphone shouting spiritual words for all to hear. It's quite possible that the majority of your prayers are quiet and solitary. But does your family know that prayer is important to you? Have you learned that you are praying for them? Have they learned that you are praying for them and asking God to intervene? If you want your children to be praying Christians, they'll need to see you do it first. It's much harder when you adopt a do as I say and not as I do attitude. You may want your children to follow God's example, but do they have the benefit of seeing you do the same? Children trust their parents first, and that trust should serve as a prime encouragement to trust God. You can teach them all you want about the importance of following God, but examples always speak louder than words. And when I read this, I was like, yeah, I got to talk about this because a lot of times we as men, and I'm stepping on my own toes, we like to be that this is my house, this my rules, this. If you don't like it, get out, whatever. But guess what? We have to make sure that we set the right example and not be the excuse, especially spiritually. Men should be setting the correct example for their wives, for their sons, for their daughters, whomever family member lives in that house. That male should be setting the primary example spiritually and as well as it relates to the world. You should not be doing things that you should be ashamed of or you don't want your children to do because they're going to see what you're doing and they're going to emulate it some way, shape, form, or fashion in their life. How many of you have said to yourself, man, I'm acting just like my dad and my mom? I can't believe I'm turning into my dad and my mom. Guess what? Because we see that. We see so much for so many years we live with our parents and we pick up things accidentally or deliberately. But you're going to do things. You're going to act certain ways. You're going to say certain things that's going to sound just like your parents. You're going to be like, oh, my Lord, I'm turning to my parent. Well, guess what? If your parent is Jesus Christ, that is an awesome thing. If your spiritual parent is Jesus Christ, that is an awesome thing because when Jesus walked here among us, he set the correct example. Zero excuses. He set the correct example and has zero excuses. We should try and do the same. Now, we can't be perfect like God, but we can emulate some of his actions, some of his thoughts, some of his beliefs, and we can follow and know that he is our God. He is the way, he is the truth, and he is the light, and he is the way to heaven. We have to start setting the example. A lot of times in society, I hear a lot of people say, man, like the world is going to hell in a handbasket. That's because we as Christians are not setting the correct examples. We have to pray better. We got to stick together. When we see these sins that are seen right now, just to be willy-nilly and you can do whatever you want, as anything goes well, we're not setting the right example. We have to be strong enough. We have to go out there and say, look, hey, and you don't have to be nasty about it. You don't have to get into a fight. You just have to be firm. You just have to have the correct tone. You just have to have the right approach, and you can talk to anybody. But you can't have that arrogance about you. You can't have that anger. You can't have that holier than thou situation because it's not going to work. Jesus did not come to people holier than thou. He came to everyone in the right way. He came to the woman. He came to the woman at the well. The town tried to bring a woman in that was committing adultery. He didn't go. He didn't speak out the way. He spoke very calmly. He spoke very precisely, and he got his point across. He who is without sin cast the first stone. You see what happened. So you don't have to be on the mountaintops, screaming from the mountaintops and beating your chest and pounding your fist. You have to do all that to get your point across. If you pray and you ask the God, God's going to give you the right verse. He's going to give you the right verbiage. He's going to give you the right approach, the right tone. He's going to give you the right situation to say what you need to say. And if that person is open to receive it, he or she's going to receive it. The same way Saul, before he became Paul, persecuted Christians, but on the way to Damascus, he had an encounter with Jesus, and look what it was. He became one of Jesus' most prolific and most powerful apostles of all time, but used to be a persecutor of Christians. So Jesus can do anything. There is nothing that he can't do. There is, no matter how bad somebody has lived, if you've seen them and they're a knucklehead, they're a crackhead, they're whatever negative connotation you want to put on their name, on their character, Jesus can change that just like that. So let's keep asking ourselves, are we the example today? Are we the example that we want our family to be, our children to be? Or are we the excuse? Are we the example or are we the excuse? I want to be the example. I want to be a better version. I pray to God to ask me to be a better, and I ask him for wisdom, knowledge, and understanding to be a better version, the best spiritual version of Danny that he wants me to be. I don't want to be the excuse. I want to be the example. So you got to ask yourself, every time you look yourself in the mirror, spiritually, am I the excuse or am I the example? If more of us as Christians become the example, I definitely believe that this world will be better. But we're falling more into the excuse category. Well, it's not my problem. Well, I can't say anything because I don't want to hurt anybody's feelings. Well, I can't do this because they're not bothering me. It's not doing this. Maybe they're not bothering you, but maybe that same person may be influencing your child later on down the road or doing this. So you got to lay the groundwork at home. You got to be the example at home, because there's going to be a time when your child is going to go out there in that wilderness, in that wild, in this world. And if they don't have a proper foundation, if you hadn't set that good example, they're going to get eaten up. We see it all the time. All the time. So that's just food for thought for today. I hope that you definitely listen to what I was saying, hearing what I'm saying. And then just ask yourself and be real with yourself. Are you the example that you want your children and family and friends and community to be? Or are you an excuse? And if you're an excuse, it's not too late to change. Pray and ask for God to make you a better example of what he wants you to be. And I think that is the best thing that we can do as Christians, as people. Start being the right, correct example and not excuses. So I hope to see you on Monday morning, but I hope you definitely enjoy this. If you have not subscribed to this channel, please subscribe to the channel, because I would definitely love to get your membership. I'm trying to get to a certain amount of subscribers, and I can only do that with your help. So I hope you have a fantastic weekend. I think I will. And I hope, as always, that God bless you. So until Friday, have a good weekend.
Danny Graham, he speaks so clear. Love thy neighbor, hold them dear. Bible wisdom every day. God's own path, the only way. On the road to wisdom bright. Follow God through darkest night. Bible's words are guiding light. Marching forward with his might. Hear the stories from above. Jesus' power, pure is love. Trust in him no matter fall. Grace is here for one and all. Wisdom bright, Follow God through darkest night. Bible's words are guiding light, marching forward with His might.